What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Retro Hoop Collectibles. Today we have our weekly PSA update on how many cards they graded the week before. If you're new to this series, to the channel, watching this for the first time, I do this update every Wednesday. The video drops at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I go over a bit of detail on what PSA did the week before based on their population reports. I take snapshots on a weekly basis, look at the delta, and then we go over what they did. Today is December 15th. I took this snapshot on the 12th, which was Sunday. I try to take the snapshots every Sunday, or if not, like first thing Monday morning. But it still gives you a pretty good snapshot. So we are beginning the 10-day countdown to Christmas. I have been doing this video for almost 8 months now, this series. So got quite a bit of data in the back. I think towards the end of the year, I'm going to do a full year-end review, and we're going to take a look at pretty much everything that they've been doing. So if you would like to continue to join me every week on this video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bells, and that way you can make sure that you don't miss an update, a weekly update. Also follow me on Instagram at Retro Hoop Breaks. All that stuff is in the description, including affiliate links and all that stuff if you guys want to support the channel. Let's take a look. So big week this week for PSA. Big number again in the 200s. They're getting pretty comfortable with hanging around that 185, 200,000 card a week range. Their current 6-week total, or 6-week running total, is about 177,000 cards a week on average, which is roughly about 35,000 cards a week, a day that they're putting out. So big volume that they're putting out. So this big number comes on the cusp of this was Thanksgiving week, so pretty low number there. I really do feel like they probably would have been in the 200s had it not been for Thanksgiving, giving us a pretty good running 6-week total of probably right around 190, almost 200,000 cards a week. So they bounced back the week after at a pretty strong number at 182, and then this week they just right back at it. I mean, this is the second largest week that they've had ever. And I'm saying that based on the assumption that prior to me pulling this data, they had never accomplished a number that high, because we started off at 111,000 back in April, and then now they're all the way up to pretty much 200,000, which is they essentially have doubled their capacity and their output over the last, 8 months. So that's pretty impressive. Those of you that are new to the channel, I have a pretty extensive background in supply chain and capacity management and sales order management and all that stuff. So I can tell you just professionally, that's pretty impressive to double your output in any time frame. I mean, some companies look to do that kind of stuff within an 18 to 24 month period, but PSA has been killing it in terms of output. However, as some of us have experienced, as some of us have seen, the quality of the grading did get affected heavily, and we're just not seeing the same quality of grading that we have before. So this week is pretty much on par with the previous weeks of TCG, or your trading card games, your Pokemons, your Yu-Gi-Ohs, your Magics, taking the lead big time. Almost kind of crept up by basketball, but still, I mean, TCG has just been the top dog. Maybe the last, it looks like the last 6 weeks. This one, yep, right there too. This is the one that they didn't. So maybe the last 5 weeks, the output for TCG cards has been huge. So those of you who submitted TCG cards, I'm assuming you're getting your stuff back, and you're seeing some of those orders get turned around. Followed closely by basketball, and then by baseball, and then by football, and then I think the next biggest one was soccer. Soccer's the next biggest one, then hockey. So the top dogs have always been basketball, baseball, and TCG, and then always followed by football. And then from there, everything else is just kind of minimal at best. But those 4 categories there make up about 80 to 85% of your output for PSA. TCG and basketball being, what is that shit, almost 60% of that, or 40, like 40, 45% of that. So, I mean, they're just continuing to crank out cards. PSA has done quite a bit of big announcements in the last week, right? They originally had opened up regular service just for group submitters, and they were capping them off. They recently announced that they're going to be opening up regular service for customers, but again, by way of a queue system, capping everybody off just to make sure that they don't get bombarded with cards, because they know that there's a handful of you that are just waiting in the wings. You guys got boxes full of cards that you're going to send off to PSA as soon as it becomes somewhat affordable or make some sort of feasible financial sense for you to do so. So I think they're taking a pretty good approach, a tiered approach, as they said they would, to opening up services. That still does not take away from the sting and the kick in the nuts that is for those of us that have been waiting for our cards for up to a year, some of us over a year. My man Peter's been waiting for 14 months for his cards. My cards are about to have a birthday there, and several of you are in the same spot. So for them to be opening up additional services is still kind of a kick in the nuts. I'm going to do a whole nother video, possibly tomorrow, if not, it's going to release on Friday, where I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And I'm going to talk a little bit about when and how I feel that that the value price is going to come back for PSA, and I don't think people are going to be happy about it. So anyway, as far as the weekly output, I mean, PSA just continues to crank out cards, and so that's a good thing. So if you guys enjoy this weekly series, again, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe. Hit the like button, leave me a comment down below. I want to know if you are part of that group of folks that are getting your cards back, TCG cards back. I think I asked this question last week too. I didn't really see much of a response, so I'm either assuming that this isn't kind of a scenario for those of you. But if you are a regular customer, meaning that you did not submit through a group submitter, and you submitted TCG cards as well as sports cards, and your sports cards theoretically should have came in sooner because you sent those in sooner. You sent your TCG cards afterwards, but for some reason you got your TCG cards back sooner than your sports cards. If that's the case for you, let me know down in the comments. I'm curious because, like I said, the last maybe 6 weeks they have been cranking out TCG cards like crazy. So I'm just wondering if they're kind of taking like they're jumping, or if they're going in line by type, by like card type, or if they're focusing like on TCG, because that's essentially what they've been doing the last 6 weeks. And then if eventually at some point they'll move over to focusing on basketball, or then they're going to start tackling baseball, or I don't know how they're going to do that, but there really doesn't seem much rhyme or reason to how they're doing things. But they continue to crank out volume, and ultimately that's what's going to get me closer to having my 3 Hakeem Olajuwon 86 Fleer rookie cards back home. And I can't wait for the day. So thank you guys again for always watching this video, always supporting it, always liking it, always commenting and interacting. Hit me up on Instagram if you got any questions. And as always, I love y'all. Peace.